All right. Good evening, everybody. Ryan here. Mr. Rau's Gaming, and it's a Thursday night. That's going to be unprecedented, unpredictable, unscripted. All of the words here. We had a regular game night semi-scheduled, and then a few things started to fall through. And so why not? I decided I wanted to do something kooky, crazy that I've never done before. And I'm going to try to have a community night. And what better way? Tim's plans still managed to be here, even though he has an early flight to catch in the morning. But he's making a dedication because he's sticking around. Hey, Tim, how's it going?
It's going well. I'm never leaving, Ryan. You're going to have to kick me out if you don't want me to join this Thursday night group.
Tabletop Express says, "Holy echo, Batman." Is there still echo?
Is it for me?
Is it from me? Oh, at first I thought it was an announcement effect. Okay, I started again. No, it was on Mr. Rau's. Everybody's saying it's gone. It's gone. I had a funny feeling that there might have been an echo. I just forgot to click my one button. Yep, I got it. Apparently it's all gone. Is it clear? Okay. Does it sound okay now? I sure hope so.
Sound fine to me.
Rachel was saying I thought it was just a really cool announcement effect. Which, if I was more tech savvy than I am now, I would actually probably try to incorporate those, but I'm not. But yes, thank you, Tim, for being here. Well, we're going to try to play through some games, and if anybody in the chat also wants to play games with us on Board Game Arena, send me a message on Twitter, or if you're on Discord, you can look me up on the Tabletop Express's Discord channel. I'm on there. I just don't want to post the link in the chat because I just don't want maybe some random person to try to jump in and try to hijack the stream. Vincent, get in here. Vincent, get in here if you want to. I will send you the link. But Tim, is there anything catching your eye on Board Game Arena lately?
I've been playing a lot of really fun games on Board Game Arena lately. But I'd love to hear if your community, it's a community show, right? So I'd love to hear what other people want to play or want to see played. I think we should give them a chance. But I got so many fun games on here.
I had one in the back of my mind because I've heard you talk about it. I sent you the actual physical game, and I still have not played Sea Salt and Paper. And you say you could probably explain that relatively quickly, and we could probably pick it up. If there's anybody in the community that would like to try Sea Salt and Paper, Tabletop Express Chris sounds like he would like to try in on that. Chris, I'm just going to hop on over to the Discord here, and I'll send you that link. I'll send you the link, Chris.
Your audio is kind of shaky for me right now, but I don't know if it's my headphones or if it's your mic. So just FYI, I can live with it, but if any listeners complain, I just wanted to prep you for that.
Okay, if anybody is saying, is my audio kind of shaky, or is it something or other? Whoops, where am I trying to find here? I'm trying to find Chris. Where's Chris?
By the way, I'm not seeing the chat on this stream. I don't know if you're expecting it to be up there yet.
That would be, I don't know if the chat should be up there.
You know what, let me just, maybe it's me.
Let me see here.
It's probably all me tonight. It's probably me. There it is. I see it now. I see it.
Cool. People are saying that it sounds okay.
Okay. Just my headphones, and I'm having all kinds of technical issues tonight. I can live through it.
Guess what, folks? This is Mr. Rau Gaming. I am no stranger to technical difficulties because it was just even our last stream last month where the power went out in my house. And we just completely, the whole stream just went, just cut right out.
Yeah. That was a first for me. That was exciting.
Oh, Vincent says, my BGA account still exists. I'm in. I love it. Okay, Vincent, I'm going to hop on over on Twitter. I'll send you the link.
Cool. Yeah, I think I can teach this game. I've been playing this game a ton lately. So yeah, it's a great one. And thanks to you, Ryan. That's why I've been getting so many plays in, because it has been a hit around here. My wife loves it. Played it with some friends this week.
Let's see if anybody is able to jump on in. Yeah, Chris is saying he's going to be here in a moment. That sounds all right.
Cool.
And if anybody else, I think my capacity here right now on this is 4. So I know I did the big live stream. I did the one big live stream last year at the end of the year. That was special because I was really, really well prepared for that one. I don't think I'm well prepared enough to have more than 4 of us going at the same time. But
beyond that, I think Sea Salt and Paper only plays up to 4 players. So I think you'll have a hard time getting more in there.
Okay. All right. So we got Chris is going to be coming in on here soon. Maybe Vincent's going to be coming in on soon, as they're going to be logging in and everything like that. What's the chat? What's the group been playing lately? And anything you've been playing lately, Tim?
Big one for me this week has been Yokohama. We just dropped a review on it, but I've played several more games on Board Game Arena since playing that. I've got a listener is sending me a copy of the game this week. So yeah, loving Yokohama. That's a great one. A game I'd always been interested in and never got a chance to play before. Playing a game with you, actually.
We're in a game right now with David.
Yep.
Eclectic Camel. Yep. Yeah. So I remember hearing your thoughts, and I remember you were talking with Meepletown. What was his name?
Yeah, Dean from Meepletown.
And you weren't sure what the retail version of the game looked like. So I'll give you my firsthand experience because I have the retail version, and that retail version, it sucks trying to see where your people and your buildings are because they're just little cardboard shits.
Because that's the version I'm getting this week. Hey, Chris.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, Chris from the Tabletop Express popping on in, and I think it looks fine. So you sound fine on my end. So,
good.
You want to play some Sea Salt and Paper?
Yeah, you mentioned Sea Salt and Paper. I just saw they're finally, I think it's Pandasaurus is going to bring it to the States, which is exciting. I'm just so glad because that one is fun. It's definitely fun to play. I've played that on Board Game Arena once or twice. So,
and I had sent Tim a copy, one from Mike, because I said, "Oh, there's one left on the shelf." And after I actually sent you that one, Tim, he brought in like 10 more copies of it too. So my local game store here in Saskatoon has a bunch of copies of Sea Salt and Paper. So it's readily available here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Yeah, it's a funny game too because it's like it's a fun enough game, but I don't know why it is grabbing me and everybody else. It seems like everyone that plays that was just super fun, and it's just a light little card game, but it's just it works really well.
I said the same thing about Spots, and Spots like skyrocketed up my best of 2022 list. So and I don't know, I couldn't tell you why it initially happened, but then it's just a delight that hits the table constantly now.
Yeah, so. That's cool. I haven't played Spots yet. Don't even know what it looks like.
Oh, it's such a simple game. It's also on Board Game Arena. It's very simple.
Okay, cool.
That might be one we could play tonight too, because that's another one that you can just explain very quickly.
Oh yeah,
very quickly, and you get a really good time playing. Yeah, I played a few teams with you and Ryan.
Yeah.
And probably even Rachel and Danny, if they were in some of those games as well. I think I have to give a shout out to Danielle. She's in the chat here. Rachel's been in the chat since the very, very, very beginning here. She was like, this is an interesting format for a stream. She's looking forward to seeing what happens. I got the idea for this stream from Jamie Daggers. Actually, she'll hold some community days or nights every now and then. And I thought it was really interesting. So I thought I would try it. I'm doing it really, really quite last minute. So hopefully everything kind of comes together and falls into place. But as of right now, it seems to be going just okay. Who else do we got going on in the chat here? Of course, Vincent. He's going to be coming on in really, really shortly here. He just said he was just setting up his webcam. And yeah, I actually had no idea how to do this with OBS, but I think I figured it out. Okay, sea salt and paper. I gotta actually find this one because I don't know if I actually have this one on my favorites list yet on Board Game Arena. Let me take a look here. Sea salt and paper. There it is. So I guess
to my favorites too. Quite frankly, I ended up playing
this that, and then I have to choose Tim, and then I'm gonna have to get Vincent. Unless if I'm already friends with Vincent. Nope, not friends with Vincent. I bet you his username is the same as it always is. Ox Ador. Look at that. I think it's the exact same one. Say he's a creature of habit.
It's good to use the same usernames across all platforms. Probably not as good idea to use the same password across all platforms. Maybe don't do
that. Yeah, I've become the creature of habit of just like on my iPhone. It's like, what's my suggested password? Poop, save, thank you. Or I have a friend who just every time he wants to log into something, he just goes, I forgot my password. And then he just creates a brand new password every time that he logs into something.
Oh no.
Yeah, he says, I never remember it. So I just hit forgot my password, create a new one, do it, go in.
There's this hot new technology called password managers. Highly recommend them.
Password managers are highly, highly recommended. Okay, let's just take a look here. Okay, sea salt and paper. So as we're waiting for Vincent, just give us a quick lowdown. Oh yeah, Danny says, keep the scammers on their toes. Yep. Don't want to be too predictable. Give us a quick lowdown, Tim, on what sea salt and paper. There he is.
Sure. Hey there.
Hey, Vincent. How's it going?
Hello.
I think I can hear him.
Good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Good.
There's that Quebec accent.
Yeah, I can give you a quick rundown. So it's a simple card game, basically a small stack of cards. What's going to happen at setup is there will be 2 face-up cards. Those are discard piles. And on your turn, you're going to pick one of those 2 cards, or you're going to pick 2 cards off the top of the deck, choose one, and choose the discard pile for the other one. And all of the cards are essentially there. You're trying to build the highest point hand of cards you can. All of the cards are generally sets that you're trying to match. So like the octopuses, if you have just 1, it's worth 0 points. But if you have 2, it's 3. If you have 3, it's 6 points, etc. So you want to collect combinations. There's a number of cards like that, and the points are clearly listed on them. It shows you how many points they are per the number of cards. There's a number of cards that just match 2 cards together, and it shows in the top. So if you get a crab, it'll show you want to get another crab with it. So if you have 2 crabs in your hand, those ones you can actually play out instead of just leaving them in your hand. And they're worth 1 point, but they do an instant effect. Like the crab then lets you pick from a discard pile and choose a card and put it in your hand. And there's a couple other effects like that. But you'll see it shows 2 little symbols up in the top right, one that's completed and one that's like a dotted line. It shows what you need to match with it. And then the other card you're going to find in the deck is the mermaid. There's 4 of them in the deck. It's the white card. The mermaid scores based on the largest number set of colors you have. So for example, if you had 2 dark blue cards, 1 black card, and 3 yellow cards in your hand, the mermaid is going to be worth 3 points because you have that set of 3 yellow cards. The mermaid also has another ability, though, in that if you collect all 4 mermaids in one hand, you win the game outright. And normally the game is played in a 4-player game to 30 points. And basically what's going to happen in each hand is that as soon as someone gets to 7 points, they have the option of stopping the game. And they can say one of 2 things. They can either say stop, at which point everybody reveals their hand and just gets the points that they scored, or they can say last chance. And this is a little push your luck. If you say last chance, everybody else gets a chance to take 1 more turn, and then you all reveal your hands. And if you tie or win, the person who calls last chance ties or wins that hand, then they not only get their points, they also get the color bonus, the largest color set that they have in their hand. And everybody else only gets their largest color set. They don't get the other points they've scored. So you have a chance of really pushing your score and pushing other people down, but you're taking a risk when you do it. You don't have to end the game when you get to 7 points. You can keep holding cards if you want to. So that's the fun decision. And BGA will tell you at the top, once you get to 7 point score, it'll just give you that option at the top. and don't ask anybody at that time. You know, pretend like you don't see that unless you're ready to actually end your hand. That's about it. Some of the other cards will clearly show. Now, iconography is pretty clear, but it might say like 2 points per penguin. So you'll see 2/ a penguin, or 1 point per fish. So, you know, some of them will score based on other cards that you get, but they're pretty, I think the iconography is pretty clear. I think you'll find it easy.
It's really clean. It's really clean, Tim. And I think the biggest thing I would note based off what you said just is the fact that I think it's in like the description and display on like BGG, but like there's, from a color differences, there are certainly more of like the dark blues than there are, say, like the orange.
Yeah.
So as you're looking at it, just be mindful of as you've played this, you'll see what there's more of, which I'm sure is a handy sheet in the
there's in the actual physical game. There's a little sheet, a little player aid that shows you how many. But it's like black, dark blue, and light blue are the biggest stats, and then it kind of goes down from there. Like yellow is kind of medium, and then like purple's really low, and there's like one orange card or something like that. So there's definitely some cards and others. As far as the number of cards of the set collection ones, though, like not by color but by the suit, those ones are marked in the bottom of the card. It shows how many of those total there are on the deck. So if you look in the little number.
Yes. Yes, I just accepted your friend request. Yeah.
Sorry for my audio, by the way, everyone. My mic is actually not working. So I'm talking through my laptop mic. My headphones are connected. That's why it's still here, but it's pretty rough. So I know it's a little shady tonight.
I hear you.
Yes.
We hear you here.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Going the octopus route. And so you can't play any cards in your hand because you don't have 2 cards yet even, but it's going to prompt you every turn if you want to. Ian's saying they cannot hear you, but they can hear everybody else, Ryan. It's really strange because we can hear you just fine.
That is really bizarre.
Can you hear me now? This is just very bizarre.
Hear you louder.
He hears everybody else but me. Why? Oh, why would that happen? Oh, now he says I'm back.
That's a positive.
Woo! I love live video. It keeps everybody on our toes. It keeps everybody on their toes. All right, so I can go over here, back over here, and see what everybody's been.
By the way, this game is pretty colorblind friendly as well, even though the colors may be hard to distinguish, but there is little icons right up next to the, the suit that kind of shows you how it matches with other cards, if that's useful for you.
That's cool. That's really, really
cool.
The
design is really strong on this one, and it just from an icon perspective, it's really simple, which I enjoyed.
It's almost like Bruno Catala knows how to design a game. It's strange, this newcomer out of nowhere.
Okay,
imagine that.
Take those. Must choose a card to keep. Let's go with that one. And choose a discard pile for the other. Let's go with that one. End turn. Perfect. Okay, so I can see, this is really, really snappy. Grab some cards until you want to. Grab enough cards until you want to start playing them down.
I've never done this at 4, though.
Yeah, and again,
2-player. So this is different. like just to be having to go through this many people.
Yeah, what happens is that you'll discard something hoping it comes back to you, and it's never going to come back to you. Like you're almost never going to see in a 4-player game. It's different than a 2-player, because a lot of the time you discard something and you're like, well, I hope they discard on the other pile so I can pick that back up again. It's not going to happen here.
You got a lot. You got better odds, 50% odds in those cases. So
yeah, I just found out that apparently there is another end game condition, and that is if you run out of cards in the deck. I've never seen that happen, but the only way it would happen would be in a 4-player game, and it'd have to be with like people kind of holding. I think trying not to play out the hands when they get to 7 points.
Yeah, crazy.
But apparently that can't happen, and I think everybody gets 0 points if that happens.
But you highly recommend this as a 2-player?
Yeah, it's great 2-player. My wife and I have played it dozens of times. It's super.
Okay.
It's snappy at 2-player. I've played this with Danielle a few times on 2-player. I know Danielle likes this one.
Yeah, this is going to be my first
also my wife's
experience.
Name, so yep.
This is going to be my first experience with it.
Okay, so you can see I just played my first set of cards because they have matching icons there. So they're worth a point. The two of them together worth a point, but I immediately get to take another card at this point.
Okay.
And I know Ryan is going after me and really wants that octopus, so we're picking up that.
Oh, come on. I thought this was a friendly game. Yeah, Danielle.
What I should have done is taken 2 off the top and then just discarded over the octopus.
Well, now I got to take 2. Well, let's go off here. Oh, nice. I have not been paying.
I better not watch Ryan on this either.
I have not been paying attention to what people have been drafting. Oh, it's fine. I'm used to it at this stage. People can watch everything on the screen. Everybody can see what's in my hands. Everybody can see my moves.
Oh, it's funny because I was just watching the chat and all of a sudden I see this octopus pop up on screen. Sorry, I just shared that information with everyone else. I was like, wait a second, I'm not seeing that on my screen. It's looking at your hand.
Yeah, I've still yet to figure out how to share the chat with people that are like, so that you don't have to watch it on like YouTube as well or anything like that. But you can watch it on YouTube at the same time because then it just boosts my numbers. My watch time numbers and whatnot. Ian, this game is called.
Ian asked, "What game is this?" It's called
Sea Salt and Paper. We should try
Sea Salt and Paper.
We should try to time it and say it at the same time.
In sync.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, yeah.
Well, I must have a lag because it was in sync to me, but close enough.
And turn. So. Sorry, I missed it. Is it 7 points?
7 points is when you can declare the end. Like you can declare a stop or last chance.
Okay.
Once you get 2 7 points.
And how do I play some cards out of my hand? Is that my turn instead of drafting cards?
Well, no. The only way you would ever play cards out of your hand, and it's a free action, is if they're the sets that are just a match of 2, and they show underneath the icon on the top left. Like look at the fish, for example, in the discard pile.
Okay.
See how it's got a little arrow underneath it?
Yeah.
Only those ones get played during the game.
Okay.
Otherwise, the rest stay in your hand until someone declares the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're going to score everything in your hand, regardless of whether you played it out or not.
Got it.
But whenever you have a set, you can play those. That set of 2 cards, you can play those right after you draw.
Eyes understands that now. I understands that now. Oh, just like that. Vincent's gonna play a man and a shark. I love this little art. Do you think they just did all this origami themselves and then just took pictures of it? And then put
That's a great question. I don't know if that was. I wonder if this was like some stock art that they found somewhere. It was like, well, let's make a game around this. It's charming anyway.
It's way more impressive to think. Too. It's way more impressive to think that somebody would have actually made all these and then took pictures of them and then put them on the cards. That would have been awesome.
Like there's some weird choices, like the fish cards, like that's a sturgeon. It almost looks like a shark. And then there's like a cuttlefish, which is generally considered to be more like an octopus or something like that. But they put it as a fish. So they made some really weird choices with some of the cards, but they're all, cute. So
wait, Wait, how did I lose one of the cards out of my hand?
Because he stole one.
Somebody played this shark. He stole it.
What?
I stole, yeah.
What? Oh, he's sneaky.
You thought it was a nice game.
He's sneaky like a ninja. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, we'll just do this again. Okay, I'll grab one of you, and we will put you right there. In turn. We'll try that. I see. Yeah, this is snappy.
Yeah, with two, it has a very good head-to-head feel though, because you do kind of get to play the odds of, all right, there's a 50% chance I'm going to be able to get this card back. So that you can push your luck in a little bit of a different way, I think, than a 4-player game.
What I do find in the 4-player game though is that the crabs actually are pretty valuable, because then if you discard something you want, you can always go back for them, right? Like there is a way to get that stuff back, even if it doesn't seem like it.
Okay. Oh, look at this. More stuff.
But the thing about the crabs is that when you play the set, you have to pick one of the 2 piles that you're going to look through to pick a card from, but you don't get to look at the pile first. So you have to have a little bit of memory as far as which pile did that thing get discarded into.
That's interesting. That's interesting. What's this little... Oh, okay. There's a little thing down here in the bottom left corner that kind of gives you a little bit of a breakdown on how many...
Oh, there it is. Yeah, the little color chart. That's exactly what the color in the box like when you open that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just noticed
what the symbol is that matches each color.
Oh, right. I'm just going to keep that open for some people's references to see what anybody's... So Tim's got those played down. Vincent's got those played down. Interesting. Let's see here.
So you can see Vincent's got 2 points already showing. Like, we know he's got 2 points. We don't know anything else he's got, but we know he's got 2 points. And I've got 1 point showing. So it kind of helps you just determine, like, is it the right time to push my luck, or is it the right time to stop and call it?
Okay.
Or hold and keep playing for higher points. Ooh, a penguin. Someone dropped a penguin. How do you get rid of the cute penguin? What's wrong with you?
I just declared last chance.
Last chance. Oh. Yeah. And so when you do that, you reveal your hand. So we can see now that you got 6 plus 2 bonus points. And if you miss, you're going to end up at 10 points because you'll get the 2 extra points for your color bonus.
Come on, baby. I like to live dangerously.
I'm going to have a hard time making a 8-point hand here. I can tell you that.
Rachel says that the origami was especially created for the game.
Nice.
According to Board Game Geek. According to Board Game
Now the second question is it real origami or is it just computer generated?
AI
generated.
AI. Yeah, I got lucky with some of those. Oh.
I get to steal a card, but
you can't steal it from the person who's already revealed their hand.
Okay, that's what I'm making sure that I was understanding of. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, because once they've revealed them, it's no longer in their hand, so you have to steal from someone who has not revealed yet.
All right, so I have to steal from. All right, I guess I gotta just go for this.
Son of a
bitch. I had no choice. No choice.
Yeah, I got
4 points.
I got lucky. I got lucky with getting the 3 octopuses like really, really quickly.
Yeah, I only got my 1 point because of the that was a good play.
Yeah, so you only get your color bonus now. So I got 3 because of my 3 blues, and Vincent got 3. Vincent had a ton of cards over there, and then Chris only got 1.
Yep.
Okay, I see how that. I see how that works.
If you click on the question mark in the bottom left, by the way, there's also it expands to a full color or a full card explanation. Not that most of them are needed.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of neat.
It's a really good. I haven't seen that on a lot of the BGA ones done that well too. So it's pretty impressive.
And I see we're going to 30 points.
That's right. Yeah, whoever gets the third, when a round ends and somebody's over 30 points, the game's over. But then, of course, whoever has the highest in that round. And I think it's just a shared victory if you have a tiebreaker. So if two people are at 32 at the end, for example, it's just shared. It's not nice. Nobody wants a shared victory.
Nice. Share the victory. Ompa. Everybody gonna. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm not much to really choose. So go like this. So you're saying that right now this is not really all that readily available across the United States.
There is not a distributor in the United States, so the only way you can do it. But you can order it online right now. My friends were over. We played a game, and they both were like, "We got to find this somewhere," and they both ended up ordering it from like some, a European market, maybe Amazon.eu or something like that, and they all picked it up with like. They got two sets for $20 or for $40 with shipping. So they're like, well, that wasn't too much more than we would have paid in person. Okay. So you can order it, internationally. But yeah, Pandasaurus will have it out. I'm sure it's going to be everywhere.
Oh, once they put out, it will be everywhere.
Once Pandasaurus gets it, it'll be.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And anybody who's local to Saskatoon, I'm going to tell you that Dragon's Den Games on 8th Street, they have a bunch of copies. Just go to their little small games section of the store just as you walk in. They got a bunch there. They have a bunch.
Ryan, you don't have a sponsorship with them anymore. I don't know why you're don't do that for free.
Oh, Darren is a super, super good friend. He's a super, super good friend. I've been shopping at that store for 12 years, 15 years, 15 years-ish. Oh my gosh. Them and amazing stories.
The thing I want Pandasaurus to do is make an expansion for That Time You Killed Me. That's what I want.
You like that game?
I love that game.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play it. Looks cool though.
That one hit was that in your top 10?
Oh yeah.
It was in your top 10.
I love that game. So yeah, that is definitely in my top 10.
What would you want an expansion to be? To be like another level, like more levels or something like that?
I don't want to give away the kind of crux of it, but it's like, essentially, as you play that game, you uncover some things, and it expands the way you can play the game. And I just want more and more of that.
Cool. I have it sitting on my shelf. Oh no, it's behind something right now. I have it on my shelf. And I love it. My wife could not stand it. So I'm less like...
Yeah, my wife doesn't like it either. My wife does not like it either. My son enjoys it, but I would make him play it so much at one point he got sick of it.
Oh.
Because I constantly and only wanted to play that, which is not normal for me. So but I love it. The designer of that game in particular, I remember on Twitter when I had said it, had tweeted back and said, I think you're the first person who actually opened all the envelopes that he was aware of. So I played the hell out of that game. It's fair to say.
That's funny.
So what we're talking about here is a game called That Time You Killed Me from Pandasaurus Games. And it's very much one of those abstract strategy, quote unquote chess-like games where you're moving pieces, but there's 3 boards that you're moving pieces on, and one that represents the past, the present, and the future. And let's just say certain actions that you'll uncover will allow you to do things in the past that'll maybe create things in the future. And it really creates a really neat layer. And what you're trying to do is you're just rivaling scientists that have discovered time travel, and you're trying to just be the last one in this quirky paradox of a world.
It is great, and that
you're trying to kill the other scientists.
Well, that's the great thing is when you get pushed into one of your other characters, and boop, they're both gone because of a paradox killed you both.
Yeah,
it's such a fantastic moment every time.
Ooh, choose a card to steal. Who should I steal from? Who stole from me last time? Was it lots of?
That was definitely Vincent.
That was definitely Vincent.
What? No.
Who, me?
Man,
gosh. I'm just digging the flow of this game. Just grab a card or grab a couple cards and pick a card, discard a card.
Yeah. I don't know exactly why it works so well, but I think it just has to do with the excitement of every time you pick up those 2 cards off the top of the deck to see what's coming or to see what someone discards for you. It's just fun little hits. The game that this reminds me of the most, and it doesn't really feel like it at all, but it's Fantasy Realms. If you guys have ever played that, it's basically this game, really short game where you're just trying to make a handful of cards. And this basically you're doing the same thing. It's just simpler hands. And so it's easier to process the information. It's quicker and it's lighter. So I think it works. Like Fantasy Realms was always a cool game, but I think this just makes it even easier and quicker to play and more fun to play.
This is another one that does it. Marvel Remix, just so simply implements that game, and it's fun and quick, and it takes like no time. You play a game in 5 to 10 minutes.
Do you like Remix more than Fantasy Realms?
I never played Fantasy Realms.
Okay.
And I'm a Marvel fan, and now I really would have no reason to go to Fantasy Realms, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I know there's a Star Trek version of it out as well. So I think it's cool that they're taking this really clever system, which was the most generic fantasy theme that you could possibly imagine. Like the cards were literally like king, queen,
sword,
army,
shield.
Like blood. Yeah, it was so generic. And so to put something that's actually a little bit more interesting of a theme on it is great.
Yeah, so I have both Fantasy Realms and Marvel Remix. I only got Fantasy Realms is because they had a quote unquote deluxe edition, kind of kept fancier art on the cards. The cards were a little bit better card stock. Came with an expansion of set of cards inside there as well. So I grabbed that one because it was a steal of a deal on I think it was like I can't remember. It was on sale at the time, so I picked it up. But I really enjoy the Marvel version in collecting the villains and pairing them up, and oh gosh, that's a really neat part.
I thought for sure, Ryan, you were going to tell me you had both of them.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I just want a few more characters in the Marvel one. Just a few, I don't need a big expansion. I need like a little mini expansion with just some characters that I wish was in it. But it's so, I would not want to over inundate this game with too much because it's like so good to me, it's perfect in its size as it is. Like I was playing this on the floor at PAX Unplugged because our copy, full disclosure, this copy here is a review copy from WizKids that we had gotten. And so we had got it as a review. And yeah, that's kind of where it originated from.
That explains a lot. So just disclaimer, everyone, Chris doesn't actually like that game, but he has to talk about it like that.
Yeah. No, I really do like it. I definitely liked it. I don't know if Ryan was like, fine, it's Fantasy Realms. I liked it a lot, but I had never played Fantasy Realms.
Cool. When Ryan was just saying that he has both Fantasy Realms and Marvel Remix, I thought for sure he was going to say, but I've never played either of them.
It's very true. There was a high probability that statement could have come true. Actually, no, it's because I try to keep my shelf of shame, quote unquote, relatively slim. I don't like having things.
Who called Last Chance?
I did again.
Oh God, I didn't see that. Oh, that sucks.
Sorry, do I need to actually announce that out loud?
No, it's very.
It doesn't change anything at all.
It doesn't. Yeah. I'm not gonna get any more.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything.
No.
When it gets to our turn, we'll know. It's Last Chance.
No.
The card I was going to in the discard pile was not there anymore. So.
Come on, baby, hold. Come on, baby, hold.
Son of a gun.
Yeah,
well, I already had a hand, but I don't know if it's let's see, what's your hand? Nah, you got me. Dang it. I drew 2 cards that were completely useless for me. Wait, maybe not. Oh, it's not gonna help me. Darn it. Darn it.
Yeah.
I should have called it last turn. I could have done Last Chance last turn, but I thought I could get a little higher.
All right.
That's what I get for being greedy.
So I've hit 21 out of 30.
Wow.
Vincent, 5 out of 30. Chris is 4 out of 30. Tim's 5 out of 30.
You're destroying us, is what's happening.
I have seen comebacks like this though, because he just last chance twice. All it'll take is for like someone else to last chance a couple times, and
I can see that. I can
2 to 3 points per turn.
I can see my luck running out really, really fast here. I can see my luck.
That's the thing. There is a lot of luck happening.
Yeah,
because you got to get the cards.
You got to get the cards, which, from what I understand here in a 4-player game, like we're going through those. We're going through those cards quite a bit.
It definitely plays different though with 4 than 2. It is a different. I mean, I like it at both player counts, but it is a different experience altogether.
I sees. I like this. Luckily, I did pick it up. Luckily, I also picked up one of those million copies that are at Dragon's Den Games. But the shrink is still on it. That's why I said I wouldn't mind trying to play this tonight, because I have to have a reason to crack the shrink and just bust out a whole bunch of games this weekend.
And here's the great thing, Ryan. You don't even have to bust the shrink, and it's officially off your shelf of shame now. So you don't even have to open the game,
and it's off.
And you don't have to feel ashamed about it.
So that counts. If I've played it on Board Game Arena, but it's still on my shelf in shrink, it's not on my shelf of shame.
That's how I count it.
Okay.
Not that I have a shelf of shame, but I'll count it if I did.
Well, I could tell you, Brandon, when Espen and I were playing, he had Empires of the North Sea on his shelf of shame. I brought my copy over. We played it, and as far as he's concerned, it's off his shelf of shame. He's played
for sure. Yeah, totally. It doesn't have to be your copy. Yeah,
as long as you've played the game.
So it's much like
shameful that you bought something that is just not being used.
It's much like Through the Ages. So Ryan's Through the Ages. He's only played it digitally. He's never actually played the physical copy of it.
Yeah, that one cracks me up. But I also understand that one.
I have zero desire to actually ever play that thing physically. My brain hurts just trying to think about how to actually set that up and manage all of the components.
I know. I feel, it's funny though. I play the app, but the game that I actually will only play on an app. I have played the physical version. It's a roll and write game. Actually, it's the Imperial Settlers roll and write version, and I do not like it as an actual roll and write, but as a game on my phone, it's fantastic. Like it is better as an app, and so like it even comes with like this whole adventure you can go on, and the maps are different. Like everything's a little different, but yeah, I don't play it. I just play it on the app.
Rachel's saying here, my Through the Ages, sitting on my shelf, probably forever. Probably forever. I have no desire to seek out the physical copy. The version on Board Game Arena here and the app that I have on my tablet, they work fantastically.
What is the game that is on your shelf for the longest time that you haven't played yet? Like you bought it because this is gonna be a nice game, and never open it, or at least just open it and never played it.
Which one? So I have a copy of. Oh no! I always get the name of this one mixed up with the other game. I think it's called Planet Unknown. It's the one with it's the polyomino pieces and the turntable thing. It's been sitting on my shelf for about a month. I haven't played it yet.
That's the longest. That's not bad, Ryan. You're doing pretty good.
I want to keep my shelf of shame lean, so I always try to play that one. I don't know why I haven't busted it out yet. Oh, mainly because
it is a very fun game, though. I had a chance to play that. It's a good one.
I'm probably getting too busy setting up for streams and kids' activities and all these other things. I'm preparing for next month's April Ashes Reborn month, which is it's been a lot of work and a lot of planning, but I think it's going to pull off in a stupendous fashion. I'm very excited for next month.
So what about you, Vincent? What's your longest game on your Shelf of Shame?
I have a couple. I think mine is Charterstone that I
It's hard to
bought.
get a campaign together sometimes.
Yes, and I remember when I bought it, we were in a campaign of Descent, second edition, and it's not finished. It has been 3 years pre-pandemic, so it's been like 6 years, and we have the last scenarios to play only. It's like, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna finish that one. But I also have another one, but I bought it not when it came out. So I think Charterstone is older game. So
I played Charterstone when I think it first came out, and my wife and I two-playered it, and we played it two-player with two Automa bots. So it kind of almost simulated a 4-player game. We had fun with it for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did this. I actually had a 4-player campaign that we played through right when it came out, and then I got the recharge pack and did a 2-player game campaign, but without the bots at all. And I had fun. I had a lot of fun with both of them. But I have gone back and played it a lot on the app in the last few years, and I do think the game, it definitely, like, some of the players I played with really didn't enjoy it at all, and for valid reasons, I think. So I think it has its flaws, but I think it can be a fun game if you get the right people together. And
I've played the app version of it. I never played the physical version.
Yeah, pretty good app implementation. A little harder to process all the information on that little screen, but I think it's pretty good. Well, let's see if I have to steal a card. It has to be from Ryan.
Boo! I just got Will Wheatoned.
I'm thinking about that question, by the way, and I have no idea.
Do you have a rough estimate of the size of your Shelf of Shame, Chris? Like, how many games do you have there?
It's not huge. It's definitely like 10 to 15 at the moment, because I usually get it out in some form. Like if it has a solo mode, I'll play it and I'll try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The most recent one actually is probably, I don't think it's the oldest, but it is one that is top of mind, which is Bitoku. I have a copy of Bitoku that I'm yet to play. It just looks daunting, and it
is daunting.
And so that one is long overdue for a play, quite frankly, even though it's not the oldest by any means, I'd say. But
yeah, and the trouble with that one, I had it, and the trouble with learning it was that the rule book isn't too bad. I mean, I think you could learn it and teach it to somebody, but the solo on that is one of the worst incomprehensible rule sets I've ever seen.
I don't want to play it. That's one I have no intent to play solo.
I wouldn't even recommend it. There's an online video that helps. It's not too bad once you get the flow of it, and you there's like this big flow chart of the decisions it makes, but like half of them you just skip over every time. And so it's impossible to process. As a multiplayer game, it's decent. It's kind of bloated for what you get out of the game as a Euro, but it's such a beautiful game. You can't not enjoy seeing that thing on the table.
Vincent last chanced us.
Yeah.
And someone just started a mermaid. Holy cow!
Mermaids are good. Vincent's got 2 of them. That's crazy.
I got them in my 3 last. Yeah, I got the last one in my last turn, and the other one the turn before.
Very rare shot.
I was trying to get to enough points. The mermaid wasn't going to get me there. That was my problem. And I
didn't pick it up either.
Ugh. I have.
Oh, it wasn't enough. I got the 8.
I can only get to 7.
I had crap hand this time around. Crap.
Well, we saved the game. Good job, Vincent.
Yeah.
So my shelf of shame right now consists of exactly 2 games that I've had within about a few weeks, for a few weeks. But it's only because I got hooked on the local half-price bookstore here, which is, like a store that buys and sells books and records and games. And so I go in there now to check out the board game shelf, which doesn't change too often. But they also sometimes get overstock games, so sometimes you get new games for like literally about half price. But then they also do LPs, and my wife got me a record player for Christmas, so I'm in there like hunting for great records as well as games. And so I've just kind of gotten caught onto a couple of games that I wouldn't have otherwise, but they were so cheap I had to give them a try.
Honestly, my worst.
And then they're sitting on my shelf, and I'm not excited to play them. So
my worst shelf of shame is probably I have a drawer of small games. And there's probably something that's like I got 3 years ago that I never played in there. I guarantee you, because I forget about them. Like I know Oh My Goods is in there, and I like Oh My Goods, but like that's one of the few I can tell you is in that entire drawer.
Because they're easy, they're cheap to pick up, right? Like you don't even have to be excited about it. Like that's $5. I gotta get that game.
Exactly. Good evening, Alex. Thanks for joining in on the stream tonight.
Hey, Alex.
Hope you have fun. We're playing Sea Salt and Paper over on Board Game Arena here. Give us a shout out. Have you tried this one, Alex? Have you tried Sea Salt and Paper yet? And what should I try to do? Let's do that. I like it. Snappy turns. He has not, but liking the art.
I will tell you, Tim, I did play. I busted this out for the first time in like 3 years the other day. Council of Verona, which I have not played in so long. I don't even remember when it came out. I just know it's got the Will Wheaton like seal of approval thing on it, which tells you enough, right? You know what I mean? So, wait, what's going on here?
It wasn't me.
Who would steal from the person who's in last place? That's just mean.
Yeah,
that's
come
just
on.
Mean.
Wasn't
my
me.
little 6 points. Come on.
Wasn't me.
The player just under me, so it was the shortest path to a card.
I got a chance to play Scout for the first time last weekend.
Oh, how did you enjoy it?
It's definitely hit my expectations. I was excited for that game, and I loved it.
Sitting on my desk right now.
Yeah,
I love this
fantastic game. Super fun. Wonderful. I'm definitely going to pick it up.
Yeah, we played that one. We played that one quite a bit at the con in Vancouver that one weekend. We played it quite a bit. I was a really big fan. I was really, really big fan.
Yeah, Scout is so simple, but yet it isn't. Like it's really neat the way that game plays. Mm-hmm. And I did take a moment, I think, when I first got to read the rule book, make sure, like, do I have this right? Like, I think I got this, and then once we got to the table, everyone picked it up immediately. So that was the nice thing.
Yeah,
the rule book
around here, it's been a little harder to find. I had to shop online.
This is it. That's the rule book.
Yeah, this little leaflet.
I think I only saw the box. Can you explain a little bit the game, Scout? Just an overview of the game, or
let's see. Hold on one sec. Let me just do my music here.
Yeah, and I'll let Chris do it because I'm sure he knows it better than I do. I've only played it one time.
Yeah, I've played it a few times. So Scout, essentially, you've got the thematic idea is you're essentially recruiting for the circus. Like you're the leader of the circus. Okay. And the cards have a number order. The cards have numbers on them. So if you see, I think you can see here, like a 4 and an 8. So you can tell, like, oh, technically this is a 4, but you're playing it when you pick it up on the one on the top. but you are able to play when you're getting your hands, you're playing them like in an order because you play them in sets, and the way you put them into your hand is the way they have to go. So, and then ultimately you're playing, trying to play bigger sets, more powerful sets down on the table. And when you do, you're taking the cards, you essentially are replacing out what's on the table, and you want to have the most of these at the end. It's so well done in that I wouldn't have expected this game to be nearly as interesting as it is, and then it kind of just captures you. But it is a very simple, basic concept that ultimately just plays exceptionally well. So it's, I think a lot of games overthink themselves, and try to do too much. This is, by the way, it has extra stuff, like it's got like names on them, like this says William, right? And William does the stilts, and if I flip it, but like the replayability of it is crazy for that reason. And then
it's like a classic like trick taking game with a fresh production, but it's just one of these games that you could just play forever. I mean, it's like Hearts is, it's like Hearts, right? Is a trick taking game. This is a ladder climbing game. It's a little different, but it's like I could sit there and play Hearts for days on end. And Scout is the same level of simplicity, but exciting choices, exciting things that happen every turn. And somehow it just hits better than most of these little family card games.
There is an action too. This is what I was looking up, the show and scout action.
Oh yeah.
Which is a ton of fun when that happens. So that's the other thing that I was like just looking for, because I was like, wait a minute, which is that final action? And it's show and scout. So you can take a show action, which is where you're taking a card, or the scout action, show action where you're playing cards down, or the scout action where you're actually removing a card. So that set that someone played down, you're taking it apart right off the table from either the right or the left side. And so the set is going to become easier to defeat, right? But you're not going to collect as many as it gets smaller and smaller. So that's one of the neat aspects of it is, and you're only, by the way, taking from the ends. You cannot take from the middle. So if there's 4 cards in the down, you can only take the left or the right side, which it's such a clean design. I heard about it for ages, and I was like, what makes this game so good? Similar to the game we're playing right now. It works really well. And it's easy to teach, quite frankly. So that's always a win for me.
Okay, last chance.
Oh boy. You kidding me?
I had a big turn there.
Yeah.
That was a big turn. I got a couple crabs, which allowed me to go through a discard pile to grab a sailboat, which allowed me to take another turn, which got me a mermaid. Got me to 11 points. And I'm hoping it holds.
Looks likely.
Yeah, I'm guessing it will.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's all to me. I think the best I can do is get 10 points.
Yeah, I got myself up to 8, which would have made me happy in every other round, but
it didn't do it.
Ooh.
Bummer. Well, I could have got it actually if I drew an 8, but there's only 1 in the deck. So I'm not gonna do it.
Scout will be a great one for BGA. For the record.
Scout would be a good one for BGA. Actually, most of those some of those Oink games would be pretty good. Deep Sea Adventure would be. Is Deep Sea Adventure on BGA? No, I don't think it is.
And that game is tough to have points.
Da-da-da-da.
Good game.
Well, how about that? Sea Salt and Paper. You're a very good teacher, Tim.
I agree.
Be a hard one to fail.
Very good, very good. I'm going to switch our screen back over to the chit-chat and bit.
That's a delightful game.
All right, there we go. Awesome. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for showing that.
You're welcome.
I guess that was my suggestion, but I I really enjoyed that one.
Well, thank you again, Ryan, for a copy from Canada, because I've got a lot of fun out of it in the time you sent it. Probably the best surprise gift I've ever received.
Absolutely.
That wasn't on a birthday.
Cool. Oh, well, what's next? What's next on community night? I'm done talking and suggesting games.
Someone in the chat want to suggest a game they want to see us play?
What are people talking about? What do people want to see?
What do people want to see us do?
Still make it Earth, all right? My brain can't handle it.
I have to say, I'll probably review that more, but I am just not loving that game so much. I mean, it's okay, but
I don't like it. But I've only played on BGA, so I'm withholding my judgment on it until I play a physical copy. But I have played Earth now 2 or 3 times. I have an invite for a game of Earth right now on my BGA that's sitting here, but I have not hit accept on. I came in second like 2 out of 4 times I've played it, and I don't know what I'm doing in the first 2 of them. So that's concerning to me that I could click and come in second place.
Alex, you guys up for
Alex said a quick game of Anachrony.
Yeah, that's I mean, I'm happy to show you spots. I'm happy to show you spots before I
we talked about spots. Let's do spots. Yeah, let's take a look at spots. That sounds good.
Spots I can explain once it's on the screen. It'll be a little bit easier for everybody because we need to see what the actual cards we get are, because they'll be varied in every game.
Is spots in beta or alpha?
I can probably invite to the same set, but let me see. Yeah, spots is in beta.
Oh, okay. So I should actually be able to actually search it up here.
It's in beta. Yeah, I just double checked.
There it is. Okay.
Then you guys got a chance to play Arc Nova on here yet in alpha?
No, I have not.
It's good so far. It's a really good implementation. Good use of the screen real estate and stuff.
That's always my
if you like Arc Nova.
That's always my concern with those bigger games, though. Is like how do you fit this? It worked with El Grande for me. I liked El Grande. It works with Agricola as far as I'm concerned, but
yeah, it does pretty good because they were able to cut a lot of chaff off the like central boards. It just isn't necessary. You know, like for example, you don't need to show the full card art for the the conservation projects. Like you just can show the symbols that you're going for and things like that. So they slimmed it down. They took the score tracker and put it as like it shows you what your score is, but then you have to click on a link to actually blow up the scoreboard. So they did some nice things to kind of make it easy to process all the information you need to see on the screen, but still access to the other stuff.
Rachel said, I did play Arc Nova the other night on BGA. It was so far so good. Glad to hear it. And I think Alex was responding to Earth. He says, I think it's better in person, in my opinion. Prefer it over Terraforming Mars or Wingspan. So, yeah, there we go.
Well, I completely disagree with you on the Terraforming Mars comparison. It does feel very similar to Wingspan to me, and similar level of excitement that Wingspan.
I'd rather play Wingspan from an online perspective. There's no question. And comparing in person is a little different, I guess, but I haven't played it. So.
And Danielle said, I played Arc Nova for the first time on BGA and it was fun. Still don't know how to play it completely, but I'm very interested in playing it again. And I'm glad that people will actually be able to get into it.
It's such a cool game, but I'm actually still surprised that it's done as well as it has. Like, I love it, but I think it is, man, it's such an overly complicated game and so many icons that every time I played it with somebody, they've been like, oh, darn it, I've missed that one icon. I can't play this hand I planned for 3 rounds. So I'm surprised that hasn't turned more people off than it has, but I still love playing it. I'm so excited every time my turn comes up on BGA. I can't wait to play it.
See, I would rather play. I don't even do Terraforming Mars as much. Did I sell it? I can't remember. But I do Ares Expedition instead of Terraforming Mars. So I love, but everyone's got different perspective. But I do the icon stuff. You know, I do like the icon piece of Ark, but there's just so many cards in that game and in all these other ones that sometimes I can't get a system going. That's, I think, what happened with my Ark Nova experience. So
yeah, I think that's what I kind of expect. That's why I'm surprised it's as loved as it is, because I think a lot of people are going to have frustrating experiences with it. But I think the people that love it, I mean, like, there's enough people that really love it, I guess. It is a rad theme, too. Just like the idea of building up a zoo.
Danielle saying she really wants Raiders of Scythia on Board Game Arena. I wonder if there's a way to submit requests for game developments.
Well, Garfield just had Architects of the West Kingdom, put up there recently, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do more.
But don't do it async. That's all I'm going to tell you.
We'll hit Raiders of Scythia.
No, Architects.
Oh, Architects.
It was an awful async, and I like the base. I like the game, but
I've been playing it a little bit async. It's all right. It slows down what is a very simple, quick game, though.
Exactly.
My number one ask for Board Game Arena, and it's been that's for a very, very long time, is that I want 5 tribes on Board Game Arena.
That should be done. Yeah,
it's such a. I think it would be a fantastic async style game because there's so much going on.
Well, as for games, I'm happy to give you an explanation of this one so you all understand.
Let's do it.
So there are going to be 6 tricks on the board at the top of your screen. I'll just go over them so you understand them. Essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to pick a trick, execute the trick, and based on that, you're going to try to get die on your get these die, which have the quote unquote spots, onto your cards. When you complete your cards, by the way, you are able to close them out. You'll be able to close them out. But if at any point you have a die on every spot on all of your cards that you currently possess that are not complete, they'll automatically complete themselves and they'll be replaced accordingly. You're going to win when you get 6 of these cards completed. But here's the deal. Notice that spots is bigger than 7 equals a bust. When you have more than 7 spots, you're busting, and any die that's on any uncompleted cards is gone, completely wiped out. Mm-hmm. So you can push your luck a little here. I will explain the tricks, and you'll get the flow of this really quickly. What happened at the beginning of the game is dice were rolled to see who goes first, and that's why you already have a die on your board there. Now, I will note, by the way, for just so people know, that dog that you have, like the little graphic with the kind of underground, you're buried die. That is a little bit different for every single person, which I think is really cool in the game. But this said, what you have here, if you have 6 or fewer, the first one, Howl, if you have fewer than 6 dog cards, draw the top card from the dog deck and place in your pack, and then roll 1 die. So you can get up to 6 dog cards at any given time, hypothetically, if you were to keep hitting that and had not completed anything. There's rollover, which is in every single game as well. These 2 red ones are in every game. Roll all your berry die, which are the ones in that section right now where it says spots more than 7 bust. Roll all your berry die and then place them or rebury them, or and then it says you may roll 1 die. Key language is may. You don't have to. Then there's take 1 treat with bag, and then take 1 more treat for each paw print on your dog cards. So some of your dog cards may have a paw print that will let you get treats. What are treats? If you have never seen spots, treats are important. They let you re-roll. So after you roll, you're able to re-roll when you have treats. Everyone starts with 1 treat, though. Fetch is a fun one. Roll 8 dice. You choose a number you rolled and place or bury all die of that number. Discard the rest. You'll have to see this in action, I think, to really grasp it. It's actually really simple, but in theory, if 2 4s rolled and you had 3 4s on one of your 3 4s across all your cards, you could take the 4s. They would go on, and the rest of them would go away. They wouldn't impact you in a negative way.
Yeah.
Walk is you roll 2 dice, and then you may roll 1 more die. Again, may. And then last but not least, run. Roll 3 dice. Then you may roll 1 die. You may repeat this step, the second step, as many times as you want. So that gives you an action to keep pushing the luck after the fact. So
when you said if you get greater than 7, that means that if you roll dice that turn and you get greater than 7 pips, then you're going to bust?
Not until they actually get placed on that buried spot where like for me right now I have a 4 there. It looks like you have a 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Once you actually have to bury your die, if it's bigger than 7, then yes, you would bust. That's what would happen.
Okay, so if I bury a dice that's 2 or greater, I'm gonna bust. You're saying because I've already got a 6.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
But again, you're first because you rolled the highest. So that's the way the game starts. Whoever rolls the highest gets to go first, but you have to bury that die.
Okay, so I just need to choose one of these 6 actions, basically.
Yep, and one last important note. When 5 cards have been picked, they're all going to flip back over, and whatever did not get picked is going to get a treat added to it. So whoever picks that next is going to get that treat.
Cool.
Okay.
That's the game.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's got a kind of like a can't stop, push your luck thing to it.
It is delightful, though. It really is. I enjoy this one so much. This was my number 3 favorite game of 2022. So I clearly really, really liked it.
Oh my god! And so the first die I roll doesn't match any of the.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough.
But
that's great. Well, I can do my treat and re-roll, I guess.
You could, or you bust. It's not the end of the world in the first turn.
Because I'm not going to lose
because you don't have any dice
You're
to
not
lose.
going to lose any, so it's
Got
not
it.
the end of the world
Yeah.
in that case.
Okay, fair enough. I thought that card said. So what did it say? Draw if you have fewer than 6. Okay, I just draw 1 card. Okay.
So you
I
have.
read that as like
have
draw
3,
6 cards and pick one, but that's not.
Yeah. So you now have 3 cards.
Yeah.
So more.
I thought for sure that's going to let me play any dice possible. Nope.
Nope. You still have to roll it.
So I rolled 2 dice. I could push a 4, but then the other 4 has to go into my buried zone. And then I may roll 1 more dice. And, why not? Ooh, I got a 5.
Oh, that worked out for you.
It did work out for me. So right now my buried zone's sitting at 5. I don't want...
Yep.
And I need a couple 6s to complete my cards.
What's fun about this one, just so everyone knows too, is this game comes with so many different tricks. Like we're seeing Howl and Rollover are in every single game, but the other 4 are changing. So your game's going to be different every single time.
How many different tricks are there?
Oh, it's a lot. At least 4 or 5 of each of them. So
of like the different colors?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's. I wonder where I put it. It might be upstairs. You know what? Oh, hold on. I'll find out the answer for you. It also comes with a crap load of dice, like a lot of dice, which the value for this game is. It's like a $25 game. All these dice. But let's see. Pardon me while I delay my turn, just to show you this. This is the stack of them.
Wow.
So like,
they're all tiles though, right? They're not cards.
No, but they're thick.
Yeah. Well, that's what. They are cards, but they're thick cards, is what you're saying.
They're like a very thick, kind of card there. But
Cardboard.
Yeah, it's great. It's not like the physical cards for the dogs are small and thin. All right. So what's left for me? Roll 8 dice, roll a number, roll all your buried die, and then you may roll. Yeah, let's see if I can. All right, we'll do that. Do 5. Confirm. And then I'm gonna roll 1. Let's see what I got. 3. It's garbage.
Huh.
All right, we'll put it there. There we go. Yeah.
And some dog cards only have 2 spots to fill in. Some have 3 spots to fill in.
My favorite is Doog. I don't think Doog is out right now. You'll know when you see Doog. You'll know. Because Doog is not a dog.
What a roll, Tim.
Choose a number you rolled and place or bury all dice of that number. Discard the rest.
Yeah. It's nice because you don't have to like.
So I'm not really pushing my luck with that.
You're not stuck like with all those dice. You just get to pick the ones you actually want to use.
Oh, okay. But if I use those 2 6s, I got to put the rest of the 6s in my discard.
Right. You wouldn't want to be able to. No one would be able to use all those 6s.
Okay, got it. So I will just do the 1 then, which doesn't help me too much.
But it doesn't hurt you.
Bury the rest.
But keep in mind, you could then eventually go to the roll over and roll all your buried dice. You could, if you have 2 1s on your buried, you could go to that roll over action on a future turn and roll. You'll have 2 dice to roll. So
cool. Okay, got it. So having a lot of dice in there is good. You just don't want to get over 8 on the pips. So small numbers is actually pretty decent for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do I got? Ooh, I did get a 6.
We got Gretchen. That's cute. It's cute that they're like the dice make the spots that they fill out the art.
It's great. It was so well done the way they did this. I was just, the first time this got shown to me, I wanted to play again, and then eventually I bought it myself. So
dang it.
Okay.
So as of right now, I've got 1 card that is one of my dogs has. It's spots filled.
So you will be able to complete that. You will get the action to complete it if you like, just so everybody knows. I know you know that, Ryan, but like you'll have that option to complete a card, but you could keep pushing your luck if you wanted.
What? So why would you choose to push your luck if you could complete the card? Because you're open to complete more?
You can try to complete multiple at the same time.
Yeah, and if you complete multiple at the same time, they're automatically going to be completed, and then you're going to get 2 new cards right away.
I see.
You could essentially save yourself some time, but is it worth pushing?
He might push his luck, hope to get 1/6 to fill up Gretchen, but then if he accidentally had to,
and then
if I bust, then I lose all my cards. All my dice that are in place.
Yeah.
Rachel is saying here, my husband thinks all dogs should have food-themed names. That's cute.
Well, we got cabbage, taters, and ham on one of these cards. So
yeah, I have cabbage. I have cabbage, taters, and ham. I've got Zipper, and then Frankie.
Vincent's got. Where's Vincent's here? He's got Missy and Ma'am and Handsome.
Oh my god!
Handsome looks like a good boy. That's it.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
He looks like a good boy.
My favorite card in this game has my dog's name on it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, which is
Easy.
Bucky.
Oh, son of a gun! Why do I keep rolling 4s?
It surprises no one when I tell them I named my dog Bucky.
I was gonna say not surprised.
Winter Soldier is your favorite Avengers movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna push my luck one more time. I need a 3, 5, or 6. 50% odds.
It's a good movie. I agree.
There's a 5.
Yes.
There you
I'll
go.
Stop there. Nice. Okay, I like this game now.
got some. What can I do here?
Winter Soldier is the best of the MCU movies. I 100% agree on that.
Oh yeah.
The roll the 8. No, I'm just gonna choose to score the 1 card.
It's not a bad idea sometimes.
Yeah. So I'm in the lead with 1 card.
The game will just suddenly get out of nowhere. Someone will grab 3 and it'd be like, boom, they just won. It's awesome.
Just complete 3 cards all at one time and just boom, 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 boom.
When does the game end again? How many cards?
6.
Okay.
When somebody's completed 6. Yeah. So Winter Soldier, were you? If I remember correctly, in that one chat, maybe it was on the Discord. The one of the new Marvel Unmatched sets has Winter Soldier coming in it, King and Country.
Nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, and well, it's not just. Here's the reason that will be in my house, and it will be just that one. Is it does not just have Winter Soldier; it has Black Widow. So my wife's favorite character from MCU is Black Widow. Mine is Winter Soldier. So by default, that will enter. Yeah, there's not really.
And you'll just be sitting there playing Black Widow versus Winter Soldier over and over and over again.
Probably. It's the only way I can get her to play Marvel Champions.
Yeah.
Is she can be Black Widow. Otherwise, she won't play it. My son loves Marvel Champions. My wife is fine with it, but she had to have Black Widow. So.
Are you sure that the game doesn't have a subtitle with your name on it? Winter Soldier Black Widow, it's like the perfect box.
Needs the Tabletop Express promo card right there.
Rachel's asking a joke in chat. So Rachel, I don't have an answer. What can you give us the answer?
What did the sushi say to the bee? Oh boy. Wasabi. I am using that one in class tomorrow. Because I always try to have I always want to have a Friday funny to start off my classes on Fridays. Nice. That's gonna be that one is by far the lead runner right now.
I should probably start doing that in like our. I got to do like that as a team chat for the company every Friday morning. I should start off with a joke. That's a great idea.
Yeah, you just look up those the dock talk on YouTube. Just those guys sitting on the dock with the dad jokes.
Oh, I love that.
They always hook me in. It's hilarious because they're usually so stoic, and then once in a while they'll have one where one of them breaks up.
Yeah, they have like the gag reel where the one guy just loses it every time. Yeah, I know they always get me in, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, I've seen these ones before. They just kind of they loop me in, and then they reuse some of their jokes every now and then, but sometimes they got some brand new ones.
There we go. Boom, boom.
Oh, look at that! A couple sixes and a 3.
Nice.
Boom.
Oh,
so how can I then complete these cards? Is it
on
your give me a chance
when it comes around to your turn next time, then
they'll let you complete instead of taking a trick.
Yeah, instead of taking your turn, you'll just complete the cards.
You're giving up a turn to do it. I got it.
But
that's why if you can make push your luck, it's advantageous because you don't have to take an entire turn to do it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, this game, like I said, this game kind of came out of nowhere for me. But yeah,
gonna bust me. It's gonna bust me.
I also did just start. I'm starting probably over the weekend to solo. You'll appreciate this, Ryan. I'm going to start to solo Vagrant Song. So
hey,
but I have my own copy now, so I can do it.
Yes.
Have you played it, Chris?
I have played it. I really like it, but I want to solo, have a solo game going, and then continue the other one that I'm doing it. But I'll get some new characters in. I've got the shirt with the runaway and the dog and her dog on it that I was wearing actually on stream the other night. So someone had commented, "Well, I know what's on his list," and it was number 1 for me. So
nice. I just started the Frosthaven campaign last week with 2-player campaign. Got through 2 scenarios of it. It's super cool so far. A lot of stuff going on there. But
how's the story? Because Gloomhaven's story I've heard is okay, but some people say it's okay. Some people, like Vagrant Song got me. Vagrant Song, I enjoyed the story on top of gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, we're not very far in right now. It's telling an evocative story, but it's basically very, like we played the kind of the intro scenario, and then and then the first scenario. So it's we're not very far into the story, so I can't really answer that. I think it's got probably plenty of story for me, and that it's giving some flavor, and that's the most important thing. Yeah,
that's how I feel about Maximum Apocalypse. Same way I feel about that. It gives me enough story and enough to go on, and I can play through that game easily with a little bit of flavor text that I get.
Well, it's got me excited to come back for the next session, so hopefully it'll stick around for a little while. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing I'm doing a solo run through of ISS Vanguard.
Oh, nice. Currently. How are you liking that game so far?
And I am really enjoying it. It is essentially the best Star Trek game without actually having Star Trek ever around. I just liked it for the fact that there's a whole separate phase of the game where it's just like you're managing your ship, and your ship is actually this binder of like a whole bunch of like inserts, and you're just putting cards inside these inserts to upgrade your ship and upgrade your crew and manage this, get supplies, have artifacts. But this thing can't be if this thing is in this hull now, that this whole hull is compromised because you have this alien artifact that is ruining everything now, and now we have to go to find a planet to get rid of this. And
what game is this?
ISS Vanguard.
Okay, I've heard about this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big Awakened Realms game, right?
Big, massive Awakened Realms game, and none of the expansion content has arrived yet. This is just the base game box that I am currently.
Well, that's okay. In 3 years, when you actually get to the point where you need the expansion content, you'll definitely have it by then.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually, yes. So I'm waiting on my big game table from Norm. Norm's building me a game table that's going to be set up permanently in my basement, and that's going to be the game that's going to probably just stay set up on that table for a while.
I used to have a friend who was into woodworking, and we always just randomly got like cool things for around the house because he just had projects to work on. So we was gifted with wood related stuff. So it's nice to have Norm around there for you, Ryan.
Oh, Danny is saying that I'm looking forward to using the binder. I've never had a game that had a binder before, as like the actual component of the game is like the whole binder is the ship, and she's patiently awaiting for ISS Vanguard to arrive.
I cannot wait to get her take on that. I know she'll share some feedback. So,
and Norm is a very, very good friend to have. He's very talented in many different areas, not just like audio and like audio engineering, audio stuff, prop building, woodworking, lots of different things.
I've seen Danielle on a couple of your streams, Ryan, and I noticed that she's been on social media. Like, I think she's following us on Twitter. But how do you guys know Danielle? Is she a streamer also, or is she just a friend, or where do you guys know?
She does have a YouTube channel, and she does some unboxings and some solo playthroughs. And I kind of met her through the Tabletop Express Discord channel.
Yeah, she's a part of our channel as her and Brian Chandler came on in consultant roles. They have shows that they'll be doing on our channel now, but Danielle also has a solo channel. Well, it's not just a solo channel, but she has on the channel as well. And then she's definitely highly engaging, and so she's been such a wonderful addition. But she's been, for the record, and I know you know this, Ryan, but she's been a part of like the Tabletop Express behind the scenes for like a year and a half. So she's been involved with us for a while, and providing a lot of feedback and context for us on some things. So she's been around. Probably, I think lately you've got to see her a little bit more, which is great. But she deserves to be seen. She does awesome work, and her channel's great too. And so I always try to send people. She doesn't self-promote herself nearly as much, which is half the reason why I dig it, because she's humble. So she's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. I'm the worst because I don't watch YouTube, and I know you guys are a bunch of streamers. We're on YouTube right now, right? But I just don't have time. Like when I can interact with friends, I love to. But that's why I'm into podcasts. It's just because I do it while I'm doing other stuff. And so it's so hard. Like I want to get to one of your guys' call-in shows so bad. I keep hearing about it, and I was like, man, I want to make one of those, and I just can't seem to set time aside to do it. So I'm so far behind on like who's doing video media because I just don't ever catch it. So I'm terrible.
Well, I always say whenever you can, we always room for a first-time caller. But the good thing is, I will say the fun thing is, because we end up going like 3 hours, we always give Ryan a shot if we're on the same night. He's got a guaranteed slot between like 9 and 9:30 Eastern time, where if he pops in, we're preempting him over other people because we know he's got to jump over.
And I so was trying to make it on Tuesday, and I was having technical difficulties, and my kids weren't going to bed, and
we had technical difficulties at the start of our last stream. I don't know what was going on. We had echo happening, and then the sound left, the same kind of thing. We set the train in the right direction, obviously, but we definitely got off to a funny start.
Audio is such a funny thing when you've got it when you think you've got it figured out, and all of a sudden it just throws you a curveball. Like tonight, like, hey everybody, start talking, everybody's like, wow, what an echo. And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to mute that one source.
Yeah, the one of the 4 sources that has a mic on.
And then when everybody said, "Oh, we can hear everybody but except for Ryan," was because when I switched my scene, I had to unmute that other source so that
That's funny.
Because on this screen it's a completely different source than on that other screen. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to start training my son to be a producer, and he can like start pushing the buttons. I tell him what buttons to push on the sides and teach him, so I don't have to manage the technical part at the same time as this. What am I trying? Oh my gosh.
This game is really fun, by the way. I'm really digging it. It reminds me a lot of really simpler games like Pass the Pig or even Yahtzee, where you're kind of pushing your luck. But then like Can't Stop is a great example. I mean, just really digging. Reiner Knizia had a recent game called Gang of Dice that had some very similar feels, but I think I like this more than that. I really like this. It's really cool.
What's great about this, like I said, is the fact that there are so many of those cards. Like we're playing with what we're playing with, but there's some that adds just some things that'll make you have to take completely different strategies. Like there's one of those cards, and I don't remember the trick name, is roll 1 die. If you may roll again, but add 1 additional die.
I remember that card.
So like you roll 1. All right. I can keep going. Roll 2. Oh, awesome. Roll 3. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. By the time it gets to the 4th one, you're like, oh, I'm not sure about this one.
Like these bottom 2 cards, the walk and run, are fantastic because like you roll some dice and then you get the chance to push your luck as many times as you want to. Like what a cool mechanism. And then the other card, like this take 1 treat and then more for the pause you have. Well, sometimes you want to make sure you have one, but you're wasting a turn to do it. So it's a risky like choice to do. But I also like the fact that based on the other actions, you're going to limit there's only a certain number of actions available to you based on what other people have chosen anyway. Very, very clever. I like it a lot.
There's definitely some choices that are just meant to stop other people and still get you something decent.
Yeah. And so like the take 1 treat one actually even has 2 more treats on it. So I could get 5 treats right now, which I used all mine up. So I think I'm going to grab that guy. Are treats worth anything at the end of the game, or is there any tiebreakers? Or
no,
it's just
you know what? That's a good question. I've never had a.
I assume because whoever finishes the 6 is just going to win the game.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
The game ends when someone scores their 6th dog is declared. In addition, you may not have more than 6 dogs ever. Just as a reference for everybody.
Okay.
Here's a neat one, by the way. Roll 3 dice. You may roll 1 die. You may reach this many times often, but there's other ones like that, like I said. And there's one in this game that lets you re-roll, but you can re-roll select dice. So like you have a choice of I'm only going to re-roll this one.
Ooh.
Well, that would be nice.
Handy.
Is the beg, fetch, walk, run, or it's always beg, fetch, walk, run?
It is always going to be howl and roll over, and then the other ones are that same color of whatever those are, but they're different in
Okay. So there's probably always one that has to do with treats, and then there's others that are kind of like there's some similarities between them. Basically,
there are similarities or thematics to them. Like so like run is purple. So there's dog pile, which is roll 2 dice along with 1 more dice token from either of your buried or your dog cards. You may repeat this step as many times as you want. Or bolt, set aside 3 to 12 dice. Then roll 1 at a time until you have no dice left. But you may stop early if you have at least as many paw prints as dice. So say you had say you had like 6 paw prints or 5 paw prints out. You could keep rolling that 1 die, and if you had a bunch of treats, you'd be set up pretty well.
Neat.
Oh, I did. That's a risk. Let's see.
Have yourself a great night, Rachel. Thanks for stopping by. And yes, you as well. Have a great weekend. We'll have to have you on the channel. You and Danielle need to be on this channel at some point in time in the near future. I think it would be a blast to play some games with you.
Look at this artwork. Okay, so one of Chris's cards is Doog, and it's like a cow.
And
then look at Sundrop and Nori, and the dice is actually filling out the tennis shoe holes on the tennis shoe for Nori instead of the
oh my god, I'm pushing this. This is
Yeah, oh, no, did you see mine, Tim? Bert.
Let's see.
It's got the one die.
Oh, it's amazing. Fantastic. This is great. This is so cute. I love it.
And
all right,
Chris, didn't your son pop in on the stream the other night?
He did. That was a really fun surprise. My son
called in.
My son called, my wife and son called in, and it was like 10:30 at night. I'm like, what are you still doing awake? But they shared their favorite game because the topic was favorite game of 2022, and Spots. I think my son said Spots.
Yeah, he did.
So my son said Spots, which I surprised because he always complains that I have way too good of luck against him in that game, but he really did like it, obviously. And then my wife had liked a lot of different games that year, but it was neat to hear like them calling in and just chiming in, and they were quick. They were only there for like 3-4 minutes, but it was it was neat. It was awesome. I did not expect. Technically, if they both had their own channels, we would actually hit 20 people live at one point, which would have been our record. Which, well, I guess 19 was our record, but I was like, oh, we're this close to 20. I wanted 20 so bad.
Do you guys stream on? You're on YouTube as well, Chris, or do you guys?
We go to YouTube. Yeah, we go to YouTube. I mean, I've been asked, well, would you do Twitch? And we have access to Twitch, but if we're not playing games, quite frankly, like we don't do the Twitch one. Like
Twitch is more like for playthroughs. That's what people are there for.
That's my take on it. And I will tell you, some people have told me, doesn't it make more sense there from a discovery perspective? And my argument was, I've got 20 people join, we've got like 15 people joining us. So I'm not really worried about that. Like, and I've looked at the analytics. So I don't necessarily believe that. I think you get a lot of bots on Twitch. We've got more spam from Twitch than we've got good things. So I don't care. I like YouTube a lot. So we use our YouTube and we focus. We want people to go to our YouTube. So
I have to give a shout out to Danny. She's going to bed as well. It is midnight out that way. Midnight.
Yeah, it is midnight.
Midnight in the east. Midnight.
Oh my goodness. Take a treat. Yeah, let's take a treat.
Thanks for joining us, Danny. It's always good to see you in the chat. I've thought about the Twitch thing as well, because lots of my stuff is just the playthroughs. But
you're focused and you send people here. That's what it counts.
That's right. That's where I've been sending. And that's where I've been getting the most growth over the past few months. So I'm just
Ryan, you're doing the 2 weekly streams. You're doing other video content though as well. So it kind of makes sense, right? You're doing non-streaming, or are you?
No,
pretty much
mine's just I've not produced a video in over 6 months.
Oh, okay. So you're just doing the streaming content now.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, let's try this one. I'll try to roll over. Ooh.
I like I think I'm in the same. I think I'm in this. I feel like Ryan and I feel similar on this, but it really comes down to the community and the people and like hanging out and the conversations in the chat anyways. And if that's happening this way, I don't need another. I was joking. We did open up Twitch and we actually had to start blocking like Twitch accounts from like commenting. We were getting spam from Twitch and we weren't really getting spam from YouTube. So we were getting quality people coming over to us with YouTube. So that's why I feel like it works. You do what works for you, though.
Yeah.
Some people are kicking butt on Twitch. I get it.
I mean, I'm glad you guys are on YouTube because I don't use Twitch at all. So when I do have a chance to catch up on an old video, then at least it's easy for me. I can just do it through my, although if people are on Twitch, can they still share those videos to YouTube?
They do, but they share them after. They can, but I find a lot of times they're engaging with the Twitch audience.
Yeah.
They're not really engaging with the YouTube audience.
Yes.
As much. And so I don't know. It depends on the person. Everyone operates different.
Yeah. I've been exploring. I've been trying to do the research on doing the multi-streaming. So streaming to both places at the same time and probably just and focusing in on the YouTube part, and then I have no idea. I'm lazy, and I'm just gonna. Hey, I've got this set up. I've got this whole rigmarole set up, and it seems to be going okay. So, next week, next Tuesday, which is the start of my Ashes Reborn month, is my official 1-year anniversary on YouTube.
Wow!
Yay! Congratulations!
Wow.
And it will be. This is video number 99, and that will be
so it's
officially
100.
It'll be officially a video 100.
That's
on
awesome.
YouTube as well. So I'm hitting a couple milestones all at the same time, unintentional as well.
But you know what? That's the consistency. That's the thing. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care where you stream it. If you're consistent, that's what matters. Same with podcasting. You podcast and you do it consistently. I mean, Tim, you've probably, I don't know if you've seen the statistics because I've podcasted probably since 2015, but the amount of podcasts that get no more than 5 episodes is like a huge percent. I forget if it was 5, but like they've seen the statistic. It's huge. The amount of things that like don't really produce more than 5 to 10 episodes and then just stop.
Well, and you can understand why too, right? Because you start it and it's hard to find an audience. And so you can sit there and feel like, wow, I just put hours of my week into this thing and like 10 people listen to it for a long time. Right. And so you can imagine why people stop quickly at that.
And I got it.
Nice.
Oh,
3 cards. I caught 3 cards all at once.
Well done. Well done.
I had 1 dice left to get my last card.
I needed 1 dice as well. I had needed 1 dice as well. And there was the card that said roll 3 dice. And I had nothing in my buried zone. I'm like, let's shoot for the moon.
Yeah. I was at risk because I had a 5 in my buried zone already. So I was like, I don't think I can pull this off. But that's awesome.
Spots.
Good job.
That's Spots.
That's super fun. Thank you for introducing that. That's great. I love it.
That's a fantastic one. That's a fantastic one as well.
And on that note, I'm going to take the East Coast time excuse and bounce. But I want to thank you for having me. Let me jump in.
Hey,
good playing with you, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
No, I'm glad you guys like Spots. It's such a fun game. And let me tell you, this box, it's not gigantic. I think this game MSRP is like $25. Like, I'll tell you right now, it's if I've quote unquote sold a game to people in my experience, I've been told this is the one we sold because it's like the bang for your buck with this. It blew my mind that it was only $25. Like they did a great job with this one. So I think people should play this on BGA and just check it out because it's
for sure.
Friends, family, everyone likes it. So cool. All right.
Hey, absolutely.
Well, thank you, Chris. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Chris, for joining us.
Thank you, Chris.
And Ryan, I also, even though I'm not East Coast, I don't have that excuse, but I have a 5 a.m. flight.
You have the big flight in the morning out to the Chicago
it's not that
area.
big of a deal, but it's early, right? It's an early one, so I'm gonna get going. But I appreciate you having me on tonight, and great hanging out with the community and playing tonight. It was fun.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tim. Once again. Always great having you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Oh, Vincent, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I hope you had a lot of fun.
Yes. It was a long time that I've played BGA. So it was a bit not overwhelming, but just to acclimate myself to
just the user interface and everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was really fun, and we'll see each other in
next month.
2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, Vincent will be on the channel in a couple weeks. We will be playing a game or games, depending on how fast they go, of Ashes Reborn for Ashes April coming up here. Next week, I'll be doing more of the how to plays and showing off both the products. On Tuesday night, I'll be showing off the master box, the master set. Norm from the Cardboard Conjecture podcast has not played. He owns it and he has not played it. So I'm going to teach it to him. And then on the Thursday night, I will be doing a teaching how to play Red Rains, the solo Corpse of Viros expansion.
Yes.
and playing through a game. I've played through already. I've tried all of the Phoenix Borns that come with Red Rains with the Red Rains deck that's come in it, and it's pretty neat. It's actually a pretty neat deck that comes with that Red Rains.
My box has arrived. It's at the post office, so I'm gonna grab it tomorrow. And we have with the friends, we have a small local scene of players here in Quebec. So we already booked next Thursday. We're gonna be doing like an unboxing of Cups of Virus, and we're gonna play because we have 3 copies. So we're gonna be playing three games in parallel. So to just discover the game and see what's in the box. So I'm very excited.
It is very exciting. They did. Spoiler alert, they did a pretty darn good job with this first one.
I can't wait for more.
Yeah, I am in the exact same boat.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, Vincent. You are welcome here every time. You're always actively promoting the stuff on Twitter. You're always in the chats whenever you're able to. Much appreciate always the support for the channel. It's been much appreciated. It's been really great getting to know you over this past little while.
Same for me. And like I said to you before, it's very easy to share your things. You are doing a great job, so it's always a pleasure to share.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you very, very much. Have yourself a great because it's all the East Coast people came out tonight. It's late for them. It's late.
Yeah, it's 20 past midnight right now. But it's okay. I'm not working tomorrow, so.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it was a perfect night to join in to play with you guys.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you were able to make the time for us.
Yeah.
And we will see you next. I'm assuming you'll probably join in at least one of the two next week.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Then in a couple weeks, Vincent will be on the channel, and we're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to get my revenge. I've been trying to. Yes. I have a couple of ideas what I want for my deck, so I'm gonna see how they work.
Speaking of, I did some cleaning, and I think I don't have the notes that I took last time we played. So what did we say about the tweaking? Was it 4 cards?
I think we said 3. I think we said 3 cards.
3? Okay. And 3 copies of 3 cards or 3 cards?
Yeah, okay, 3 copies of 3 cards.
Okay. I'm going to note it again.
Yes. So what we're talking about right now is that we did have an Ashes Reborn stream not too long ago. And then we're going to do a rematch, but we're allowing each other to tweak our decks a little bit, not extraordinarily. So we're going to swap some cards out and swap some cards in, just to kind of keep it a little fresh and keep each other on our toes of what we might be able to look out for.
Yeah, and it's the 3 of 3 is the same principle in the Cups of Virus campaign mode. So you can change 3 copies of 3 cards. So without it's pure luck that we choose the same number, but it's the same.
Yeah, I think we chose that number based on that principle. Alone. So
okay. So have a good night.
Absolutely, Vincent. Thank you. Have a great night.
Bye.
All right, folks. And then, yes, I am available if, I don't know, what time is it here in good old Saskatchewan time? 10:22. Alex, you're in the chat there. Would you like to play a game on Board Game Arena tonight? Or are you just still mulling around and just kind of, this is your background noise for tonight? I'm game for anything like that. I might actually just go to my main site here, see if I have to take any turns. If it's my turn on any of my async games. Oh, that was my first victory on Spots. Well, how about that? I played it a handful of times, and that was the first time that I had to do that. Okay. You're working lurking tonight. Got it. That is absolutely 100% fine. Alex, I might just be shutting down the stream tonight just because getting to bed at a decent time is never a bad thing in my my world with teaching and everything. Updating servers in between the shenanigans. Oh, beautiful. Beauty. The life of IT. Let me see here. I am just gonna do my studio thing here. Let's see if yes, I just have to just change one little thing here, and then maybe I might just transition over to my solo screen and see what happens here. Set as a mute again. There. Thank you. Change screen. I changed screen and didn't realize I'm in my Sobek game here with Chris from the Tabletop Express. We streamed that one not too long ago in February for 2-player game month. And this one, Danny, who was in the chat here, invited me to a game of Acropolis, is now in alpha on Board Game Arena. And I have zero knowledge of Acropolis or how it plays. And so I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to do. It says you must place a tile into your city, and your tiles seem to be these 3 hexagons. Yeah, learning by VGA is so tough. And so I'm thinking, I'm just looking here. Let's take a look at Danny's thing here. And I'm thinking you're trying to create connection, almost maybe like what's that game called? Kind of like Ingenious. Is that the name of the game I'm thinking of? We're trying to create these. Whoa, boy, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't mean to actually do that. Trying to create these contiguous lines of tiles, and so maybe like, oh my gosh, I don't even, and I'm not sure. The Kanitia game with the hexagon dominoes. That's exactly this. I think this one might have something along those lines. Okay, let's try this one, and I don't know. Let's try placing it. I don't know what am I trying to do here, and place it there. Yeah, let's try that. See what happens here. So it updated something on my screen. So it doesn't look like I scored any points yet, but I see down here though. She had a 3 no. Huh. I wonder if it's you need to have so many connected or something like that. She's got stars. I don't have stars. Huh. I wonder if some... Oh, I see. If I zoom in here, I see some tiles have stars on them. So like I should have maybe tried to go for this one in the middle here as 2 red stars. That would be a good one for me to maybe connect to my other red ones. Maybe I'm thinking of that. Let me go scroll down here. Scroll down. Yeah, she has a green tile here that has 3 green stars on it. So it says she has 3 green stars, but she doesn't have any connected. She doesn't have any connected tiles to that one. Okay, so this is going to be a very Knizia-esque style, I think. I'm intrigued. I have to read the rule book, honestly. So I should actually do like a how to play, or I should just watch a how to play or something like that before I go to bed or something like that. Maybe so I can try to figure out exactly what I can do. It says I have 2 points, and I have no idea how I have 2 points. Oh, maybe these cubes that I have, number of stones I have, equate to points or something like that. But yeah. Oh, once I get a schedule nailed down, I was hoping to reach out to you and Norm to see if you guys are available for Oh, that's right, Alex, that you are coming this way in the near future. Yeah, once you ever have reach out. Absolutely reach out to us. And I know I'm going to be around. I'm always around. And if kids don't have activities and stuff like that, I can definitely make things work. Supposed to play Stronghold tomorrow night, but I haven't. Stronghold. I'm not exactly sure exactly what that one entails. I have heard the name of it. Oh yeah, my whole family lives in Saskatoon, Outlook, and Regina. Wow, that's a lot of different places in Saskatchewan. But yes, I know exactly where all of those, especially Outlook. I know exactly where Outlook is. I think I have a friend who teaches in Outlook. Drives out to lives in Saskatoon. Do they live in Saskatoon or do they live outside of Saskatoon? They may. Anyways, teach in Outlook or Outlook area. Oh my gosh, I'm saying things online that I absolutely have no idea if I actually know. And that's the way that it's supposed to go. So. I'll just do it this way. Okay. I think I'm going to shut down the stream for tonight. Thank you, Alex, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for watching and joining me on this lovely, lovely Thursday evening. It was a lot of fun. I had no idea exactly what was going to happen, but it happened. And I am happy for everybody that's part of this community and engaging in the chats and being able to play games with everybody. It's always, always a lot of fun. Yes, thank you, Alex, always for joining in whenever you're able to. Have yourself a great evening. We'll touch base. If you're in this area, and we can try to get a game in or two, or meet up one night, something along those lines. So next week is the beginning of Ashes April. I am so excited. Next Tuesday is going to be a big one. I'm not doing anything really, really fancy, but it is a milestone of 1 year on YouTube ever since I started the channel. 1 year since I started the channel, and it'll be my official 100th video that will be uploaded to YouTube. So a couple of milestones that I was very unintentional in acquiring, but I've had a lot of fun. I'm hoping everybody else is having a lot of fun with these. And so I will see everybody next week. It's going to be a fun one. It's my first month where I am actually being sponsored by a company. Plaid Hat Games is ever so graciously sponsoring the content and sent me some prizes to give away. And of course, the copy of that Corpse of Viros Red Rains expansion to review and play on the channel. I'm super excited to show that off. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, they are some great milestones that really, really snuck up on me, and I was really not expecting them this fast. So I guess what the old saying is that time is flying by when you're having fun, and I am having a lot of fun. Technical difficulties aside, of course. But all right, everybody, thank you once again for joining me. I've been Ryan, Mista Rau's Gaming. I will see you next week for Ashes Reborn April. It's going to be a ton of fun. I hope. I know it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm really passionate about the game. Alrighty, folks. Take care. Cheers. Hang 10. Love you all. See ya.